they go along the way. And we just want to provide that supportive atmosphere so, you know, they find themselves, you know, on that path, you know, they can just keep going in the right direction. And again, we want to, you know, we definitely want to include prayer, you know, in that process. You know, if your care receiver is willing, we want to include prayer as a regular part of the visits, you know, at times that are appropriate when they are receptive to that. Again, something else that's not forced upon them. But this is going to help them stay in touch with God, and so they have that source of strength and encouragement and hope. And, you know, I love the word, you know, hope, because, I mean, you know, as long as we have hope, you know, because that's so often that, you know, when people become depressed, you know, they lose that hope, and that's what can lead, you know, to greater crisis situations, you know, suicidal behavior and so forth. That God gives us hope, and as long as we have that, you know, we can hang on. Okay, so
It would obviously be easier if the referral is such that they were just at the fork of the road.
right.
But the probably greater possibility is that they've gone to the greater brokenness side
Yeah.
before we get the referral.
Right.
To the
So-
far side.
Right.
Yeah, to the far side. And, you know, that, you know, obviously, the solution would probably be easier to greater hope if we were at that fork in the road, but I don't think that's probably gonna happen most of the time.
It's probably gonna happen when they decide that they need help and turn to
I was
others.
gonna say, it's going to, when they finally realize that they have a problem,
Yeah.
then they're going to reach out to someone for help. So they've already been through that isolated and denial stage. If you get them in the middle of that, that will be harder than if they're at the bottom of it, I think.
Yeah,
Right.
cause then you gotta try and back it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead of going
Instead of
through
if
it.
they're already down there,
Yeah.
then you can go.
So what did you
onto
let
the
'em
other
go
side.
to the
Yeah,
end
that's
and
what,
then
that was my,
start over
that
or
was
what?
that was my actual, where I was
Yeah,
going with
yeah.
that is, so what happens if you get them in the middle?
Yeah,
Well, again,
Sorry.
no, that's okay. But, I mean, if you're at that point, I mean, really the middle of that is I mean, if they're trying to handle it alone, sometimes unfortunately, we have to let people hit bottom, and then at that point.
And that's what I was
That's what
wondering,
it's
if
going
it's
to
easier
depend upon the
sometimes on them
individual.
even,
Yeah.
to hit that bottom.
They may not be as receptive at that time.
That's
You
true.
may have to go in and build their trust and say,
Right.
Okay.
well, you know,
although if they're in the isolation period and you have to back it up, well, if
Well,
they're in
and that-
isolation, that means they are still in denial.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say you could probably skip the denial, but they're probably in both isolation and denial.
Mhm.
And
to
from the
back it, and
time,
that's hard.
from the
That'd
time
be
you make
hard.
initial contact until work
Yeah.
through the process,
Yeah,
they may have gone on further down
Yeah,
that path.
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true, and you
In
know,
just
I
a
really
day,
like
just a
the
matter
fact
of
that
a
you
short period of
Yes.
time.
Yeah, I really like the fact that you said, see your care receiver when you're assigned one as soon as you can,
Yes.
because 2 days, if they're at that trying, you know, let's say somebody's they're trying their tried and true type of solutions,
Yes.
and someone would refer them, and they decide, yes, I maybe could do this, and they're really at that fork, which would be ideal.
Yeah.
But if you wait 2-3 days before you see them, they could be sliding down that left side
Right.
versus waiting at the top
Mhm.
of the fork.
Right, right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lot to think about.
Well, we want to actually do a little bit of practicing here, the next thing that we do.